we stopped. We had entered Japan.
We are in Japan now. Because I've left my family and I'm venturing into Japan. Just when I decided to bring them in 2020.
Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to Talks and Trends, a space for anyone who feels discouraged and behind. Here you'll get current tips to help you make progress on your life's journey. Well, as I promised you last time that I'm bringing back Mr. Chirenje from Zimbabwe. I should have called him Professor Doctor. So we have him on the show again. Dr. Chirenje, welcome to the show.
Okay.
Would you kindly introduce yourself to our viewers?
Thank you, Monica. And thank you to our viewers, and welcome to the second part of my journey. I'm happy to be coming to talk to you again. Maybe it's supposed to reach out to someone out there. And I hope my story helps you to get over any challenges, any struggle, and to overcome whatever is thrown at you. Because life is a journey.
Life is a journey. Thank you for that. So, we stopped. We had entered Japan.
We are in Japan now, yeah.
We are in Japan.
Yeah.
Now tell us your journey in Japan.
So, I left my daughter. She was only 6 months old. It was a stressful thing to leave. I left on my birthday via Ethiopian to Japan. And in the aeroplane, I think they celebrate your birthday or something. They came with a cake. I don't remember what they gave me, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
because I've left my family and I'm venturing into Japan, and I get into Japan because we are now in Japan. I think I can share this part of Japan. Japan is a beautiful country.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they don't speak English.
Yeah.
They speak Japanese, most of them. And us with our English, it doesn't help you much.
Oh.
So yeah, it was tough. No one was waiting for me at the airport. You're a PhD, you're going to start a PhD, you must be organized. And I was, until I arrived at Narita Airport. I had no idea where to go, how to go, and everything is in Japanese. And I have to go and ask, hey, can you help me? It was tough. But
Did you have Google Translate at that time?
Yes, I had Google Translator, but I had no internet.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Internet would end the moment you walk out of the airport. So you can put directions. By the way, you can get beautiful directions, but you're not driving. You have to know that, and you have to take a train from Narita, I think, to Shinjuku. Then from Shinjuku to Tajima. I don't remember the name of the train station where I had to go. And you are new, and it's in Japanese. But thank God, I got someone who took me from the train station, Shinjuku, where I was. I didn't know what to do. Because at Shinjuku alone, I think there are about 7 levels. It's underground. Each level is got trains which are going everywhere, and it's all in Japanese. Speaking Japanese. There's no English. And I don't know where to go. Then a lady just came and said, "New?" I said, "Yes, new, me, new."
I can't imagine.
I said, where are you going? Where? She was trying. Where? Me. Here. Then I showed them. This is exactly what happened, by the way. On my old phone from Zimbabwe. At least it showed where I was going. Then she said, come, follow me. I had to follow her. She took me to the train station, made sure I bought, then told me when to drop. When they say this station, when you see these signs, drop. And that's what I did. I dropped there. Guess what? You have to walk to the house. Again.
Do you know where the house is?
I don't know where the house is.
Okay.
But again, you see, when you always look up now.
Okay.
Father, we are here already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired, I want to sleep. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have faith in you.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever direction I'm going to reach the house. Just got out of the station, just started walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually passed the 10 where I was supposed to go. So I passed the bit where the walking space I was supposed to go. I went to the main road. Then I met a Japanese guy. The spirit said, talk to him. Doesn't speak Japanese. Hey, yeah. Pointing. He said, oh, okay. Then he looks at the map. It's in English. He had to find his own phone, type in. Then he just said, go this way. You'll see it's written in English. And I walked maybe for about 80 meters. I was almost there. Got to the place.
Oh, wow.
That's just arriving in Japan.
Yes.
So, God is leading all this from my A-level to now, PhD.
Okay. Now, life in Japan. You have settled in, you have started your master's degree. You always don't settle down now that our viewers know that. When you get in a place, you always have plans. Now, what happens in Japan? Do you get a job? Were you studying while working?
So, for the first year, I was not working. I was really, because it was intensive learning. You have to go to class, you have to do assignments, you have to do your proposal for PhD. Because it's a 3-year program, you are not allowed to extend. So you must graduate within the 3 years, or else you pay the fees.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah. And the stipend ends, when you arrive, you sign. I am going to graduate by the 31st of August 2020, whatever. If you don't, you pay.
Oh.
Yes. Why? Because, if you go to Japan and you find the life there, you know if you now start doing ABCD, you can survive. So the best thing is for you to sign a contract that you are actually going to leave.
Okay.
Or else you could extend. So yeah. So I did school for the first year. When I finished the first year, then I started knowing systems. Oh, you can teach English here part-time and get a little bit of money. You can go to Yamato and start packing boxes. Yamato is like Amazon.
Okay.
They send packages. So you go and work in the warehouse in the middle of the night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You are the ones who are on the conveyor belt saying this one is going to this direction. So the address for example, Shinjuku, Shibuya, whichever part of Tokyo, you just be sorting out the boxes in the warehouse in the middle of the night. In the morning when you see them deliveries, it was us working with our PhDs in those places. But this is not the first year. First year, I was serious with school.
Okay,
I got several certificates. I attended Tokyo University, the special offering. Even my university, whatever diploma that was there, I would, make sure that I finish up with school. Okay. Remember the families back home in Africa?
Yes.
The salary is now 230. I told you my accommodation was how much? 230.
In Japan currency or Zimbabwe? This
is US dollar.
Oh,
my rent in Zimbabwe was 230. Yes. The Japan one I'm covered. I have got, but the stipend is dedicated enough. It was specially for you to pay your rent, transportation. The fees they pay. So food. For you, food, transportation, and rent. Okay. That's the little they gave you. It was not enough for you to send extra home. And then home they need to eat. Because the Zim dollar was now wild. But the government insisted it was 1:1. Okay. But in terms of value, and landlords will say, give us US dollar. That's because it's their property.
US dollars when you are now operating in the local currency. Okay, let's say in Japan.
Let me in Japan. Let's forget about Zimbabwe. So now, I am in Japan. I am realizing the economy back home is not sustainable. I have to bring the family to Japan.
Okay.
because that's the only way we can manage. You know, I have told you, I have now learned you can do part-time. I was now doing part-time English just a little bit. I go and teach there, I get a little bit of money. I go and work at night because you could do contracts per month for the night. And it gave quite a bit of money that was sufficient to say, okay, if I bring them with this one,
we can survive.
we will be able to survive. We cannot do anything back home. But us eating, going with even just for a weekend visit somewhere, we'll survive. And yet I'm doing PhD. The problem with Japan is this. Not a problem. The fairness of Japan is that I could not afford the Japanese car. Yet I was in Japan. And everyone back home, when you're in Japan, expects you to bring Japanese cars back home.
Yes.
Because you're in Japan.
I know.
You're in Tokyo.
Oh,
Hey.
the
I could not
manufacturers of
I
this
could not
car.
afford the small Daihatsu or Toyota Vitz or Honda Fit. I could not afford in Japan. And I would see them, but I could not afford. I could only afford to go into a train.
But when you're living in Zimbabwe, did you have these fantasies of I'm going to get that, I'm going to get a car?
I was seeing myself in a Prado. I should be. In Japan, I was supposed to be driving a Prado. But once I arrived, I realized Prado Prado who, for who, something like that. I could not afford to buy a car. Even if you have relatives who are in Japan, don't bother them.
To send us cars.
Even the Japanese citizens don't buy cars because it's very expensive. You pay rent for your car.
Oh.
If you have paid rent, yes, you pay rent for this space, your house. Then you pay rent for where you park your car. If you go, yes, it's a separate rent. And it's not small money. It could be maybe $100 per month just for your car. In Japan, by the way, if you buy your fridge, your very nice TV, your very nice for the 2 years, 3 years you are staying there, let's say you bought it for each and every one of them were costing you $700. That's $2,100. When you are leaving, you better find someone to take them. Because you pay to dispose of them. $300 each.
What?
Yes. This is Japan. I mean, they are very sustainable. Who do you want to get rid of your mess?
No, I mean, I don't need that TV, so I just...
You throw it away, isn't it? You don't. You pay for electric disposal.
Now in Africa people need these TVs. You can't even send them back home.
For how much?
The money you use.
It would be more expensive to...
You can
Japan
just
is
use
not
that money
close,
to
eh?
buy another TV.
It's much better to pay for disposal than to send it to Africa. It's expensive. So these are the dynamics that people face each and every... There's something that we did to dispose of some of the things, which I will not share on to the viewers.
It's okay.
Anyway, now I go home for research. That was September to November 2019. When I get back, I think a week after I returned to Japan, that's when COVID started. My family is still back, COVID, it started in around November, December in China. Then I decided I should bring the family. Because we no longer, the Zimbabwean economy was becoming worse by that time. After I had paid for everything in terms of what paperwork is needed in Japan. When I sent it the week I sent it to Zimbabwe, that's when the borders were closed. They had approval to come. And the visa they got, you'd get an entrance visa, a one-way visa, first to enter Japan, which expires in 6 months. I've done all the paperwork, I've paid whatever is needed. When it arrives in Zimbabwe, by the way, it's detained at the post office because now no one is moving. They never got the letters. By the time they got it, they couldn't even go to the embassy because of the hard lockdowns we had.
Yes.
We are not really going to focus too much on that one. Here's what happened. My wife went to the embassy in August, I think, and she wanted to find out now that 6 months, and they were saying, no, it's okay. After we will consider that extension, even the 6 months has lapsed and everything. And I hear she cried, and the embassy consulate or whatever guy, the Japanese guy, God touched him. And he said, come back next week.
Wow.
And we'll see what we can do. My wife is among the very few who entered Japan during the COVID period. They came in November because they started processing. The guy at the embassy to communicate with Japan and doing this. Took them 3 months. November 2020, when COVID was at its best, no one was being allowed to come to Japan. When we went to go to pick up my wife and the 2 kids, even the Japanese were shocked, who were mannering the how did you manage to get clearance to come in? The only black people who we saw was my wife and my 2 kids. The rest were Japanese.
What can God do?
Not only that, you needed 2 weeks in a hotel for curfew.
Yes, I remember.
I could not afford to pay for that. And you know what? A friend who had a big house, worked for government, just said, don't worry about that. They'll come. 2 weeks they stayed at his house.
But I've also seen you have good friends. In every story, in every journey, there is a friend that who is giving.
God brings people into your life who are supposed to be your Jonathans.
Yeah.
David was given Jonathan. And I believe God rewards what you do. My home back in Zimbabwe, what we agreed on when we got married was, if a pastor is coming to preach in our city, the church is not going to pay for hotel. The pastor will stay with us and eat whatever we are. Even if they are vegetarian, would still make sure that the pastor is comfortable. I was a university lecturer. I have friends and relatives who were learning at my university. It was a bit expensive for a student to go to pay. They would always come to my house, no problem. They should not think about food, about water or electricity, what they need to pay. Only thing they needed to worry about was their transportation to and from school and focus on school. Because we would say our house, you come, you find your corner, you sleep, you do your business at school, no problem. So I believe God saw that.
Yeah, being a blessing, when you become a blessing to someone, God blesses you.
By the way, I didn't realize this until I got that help in Japan. That's when God said, do you remember you also did this for others? They stayed 2 weeks, and the kind of food they were eating there became jealous because I wasn't staying there. It was like a hotel.
I don't know.
I would visit and I'd be like, hey.
I would pretend that visit. We were not supposed to visit our people when they are
under curfew.
Quarantine. Yeah.
But they were staying at the house.
So
the government would say, the government of Japan was very nice. They would say, just call us to tell us that you are there. Okay. And if we want, we can send some health officials to check on you. Send us, in Japan, you just send your own temperature, 36 point whatever. Every day report, that was it.
In the UAE, we had a watch, something like a bracelet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yours was a bit hard.
You cannot move some distance. Okay, now Elton, the
Yes,
family
let's
is already
move,
there.
yes.
What led you to get a job in the UAE?
After I finished my PhD, I wanted to extend, by the way. Then my professor said, no. You are not going to. He practically forced me to finish my PhD. And I thank him because I was making a poor decision. When I finished my PhD, like anyone who does school, you expect to get a good job.
Yes.
That is fiction. I later learned that after PhD, on average, a PhD holder gets a job between 1 month and 2 years.
Oh, wow. That's so long.
Yes. Because once you have a PhD, number one, people who are employing you, if you are using the PhD, your starting salary cannot be just ordinary. It has to be. So it's difficult to get people wanting to employ you. So that was one thing. Then I became a dependent.
Because you have children and your wife now.
Yes, because she was now teaching. We've cut the story of how she got it. If you want her, she can tell you of how she got the job. She was now the one who was working, and we chose for her to work at a school so that our daughter could go to school, because we could not afford to pay for the school fees for a private school. The only other one, the government institutions, were Japanese.
Oh.
And Japanese is a beautiful language as long as you're staying in Japan. We had no plans to stay in Japan.
Okay.
So my wife is working, the daughter is going to school. The lady who owned that school said, okay, we cannot keep the boy, bring them. So my 2 kids are now in school, learning English. Now I'm happy. Now I can know, I know I'm no longer staying at home. Before she got that job, before the son was allowed, I had to stay at home with him. Then I would go and pick up the daughter because they closed earlier, but the mom has to work until later. So I'm now the house husband. With your PhD. You are the house husband. You have to wash dishes, you have to
take care of the children, change diapers.
And there's one thing that what people must understand again. When I was a student, I was living in student accommodation. Big, nice, spacious, cheap place, which is government subsidized. The moment I graduated, we had to now fend for ourselves. So we were to find a cheap place. And Japan is very unique, You could have one apartment which is brand new, beautiful. The next one is an old one. And the place where we could afford was this building of 1969. It was there. I'm not joking.
And in which year were you getting the building?
2021. August 2021. No, 2021 to 2022.
Okay.
We moved out of my apartment in September 2021. So it's 2021. That's when we moved into this 1969 building.
Okay.
With a 1969 toilet. But the landlord was nice. He went and then fabricated it to make it better for us.
Yes.
But for us, Japan is cold. You had to adjust the heater. It was gas for the bathroom. There were some things that you had to tune, the 1969 system. It was not automatic. If it was summer, you had to tune it to make sure it's for summer. If it was winter, you had to tune it, then you had to pump. I don't know what it, but you learn. If you are...
If you're in that situation.
And our house, our children would be like, we would be scared sometimes they could be cut. It even had rust on the bars when you're going up. You were in the 3rd floor and the steps. It was not the ideal place. And you would be overlooking a new, beautiful apartment. Right. And guess what I would ask the old man? What is it that these people who don't believe in you?
That's what we always ask. They're like, God, how come these people are living like that?
We are staying in this. We believe in. I have PhD. Did you bring me all the way?
To put me to shame?
But Lester, they were the lesson about the wilderness.
Yeah.
The Israelites said there are 40 years of wilderness. Wow. This was our wilderness period.
Yes.
We learned a lot. We learned to be united as a family. We learned to pray together. we learned to glorify God, and we learned to be happy with whatever we had.
That's
And
such
to
a
enjoy
good lesson.
whatever we had.
Mhm.
And guess what? We started participating even more in church. And we would not miss our Wednesday meeting. We would not miss our Friday online. Remember, this is COVID period. 2021 is still COVID. So we were meeting online. And when we are meeting online, an elder from the church as a school, every day he hears me praising God. I want to thank God that we still have a little to eat at home. We can take the kids to school. Then he says to me, Brother Leonard, I said, yes, elder. You have a PhD? I said, yes, I have a PhD. In what? In sustainability science. What is sustainability science? Climate change, looking at the physics and whatever, blah, blah, blah. She says, I'm looking for a science teacher if you're interested. I said, hey, my elder, I am very interested. And he says, you're supposed to start in April, but we need help in March. By the way, since my son was going to school, what I was doing, there are some part-time jobs that you get in Japan. The one, my sort of major part-time was what we call Yamato, where I told you we went at midnight to pack things.
Yes.
So I would work from 10 p.m. to 6. When the guys are going to school, I'm now resting. But then I would get other jobs. One of them was to pack houses. Yeah, when you are moving from one place to the other. Movers.
Yes.
I was one of them. In Japan, you don't go as a team. Yeah, I noticed they come 4, 5 people, 6. No, in Japan it's just 2. And they have got, it's timed. You go in there, you are like machines. Up to now, I cannot explain how we used to work. But every time I came from there, you can't develop a stomach in Japan. You work. And for a little money, by the way, it's not a much. The only time you'd rest is when you're driving from the first house to the next one. And from that house to the other assignment. In between, they will tell you, 30 minutes, gentlemen, we should have finished packing things in order. They would ask the owner of the place, do you want it to be in the same order as this? Once he says yes, it's a headache. You have to place things like you found them. Imagine. But by the way, I don't know how it worked. So these were some of the part-times I was doing to ensure that I also help my wife. I was now a dependent for 6 months. Then in March, Elder invites me to his school. That's when the adventure starts begins.
Okay.
With my PhD, I'm now teaching at, it has got all levels, from kindergarten to high school. But I am young. So I'm given PE for the school. And by the way, the reason why I chose the job is Mufaro needs a school now. He can no longer go to this. Mufaro was now 6, I think.
Okay.
So we now need for him to start school. So I have to accept this job. And there, I am the PE teacher. I am teaching science as well. What else? I'm also teaching English. Yeah? English for the higher levels. Science for Mufaros and company. And PE for the whole school.
Okay.
So the responsibility of taking every child for PE is me.
Including the kindergarten.
Grade ones.
Grade 1.
Especially grade ones. He specifically the grade ones. Because the other guy who was there was old. So it was me. So I would take the kids and we have to sing those songs for kids. Akadela uma kwe 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 with your PhD. 5-second trigger low, dialogue, fire, 1, 2, and you are playing with the kids. They are laughing at me. We did, and I would tell my wife, I'm coming from Akadela uma. And this was every day. My son would see me, they asked me, so should we call you doctor? And I said, don't be funny. You have to call me doctor, and I'm doing this every single day. It was me. And after school, because it's time to generate money, I had to sit with those kids, those grade 1s, grade 2, grade 3s, because the parents are at work. So we were sort of a daycare center later on. So I would sit with them again, play games with them, with my PhD, to ensure that they are comfortable. Then the parents would come. If you ask him, hey, what is your qualification? No degree, nothing. Driving a car. Me, train. And we would travel each and every day. Work was 8 hours. But I would safely say I was working 11 hours, because 3 hours is travel. 1.5 from home to work, 1.5 from work to home. And most of the time, because the time you're traveling is the peak hour, there's no space to sit in the train. You are standing. There's one time I decided to go to the ladies section because it wasn't full. But during peak hour, no males are allowed. I used African privilege. Just pretend as if you don't know anything.
Now tell me about your journey. When do you decide to get away from Japan to come to the UAE?
Okay.
Because in the UAE, I see your life has been transformed tremendously. Like, God has really lifted you up.
So there, again, I had a fire. Each and every day, I came from school. After that 11 hours, there was a 2 hour of applications. I still challenged my Father in heaven.
You didn't settle for that. You knew you were destined for greatness. I
believed it was a season. I believed it was our period in the wilderness. Our lives have got seasons. Winter, summer, spring, and autumn. I believe Japan, for us, was actually spring before summer. Because it wasn't bad. Not the best, but honestly, we were, each and every day, we were thanking the Lord. We actually managed to save a little from whatever small thing that we had. We were not particularly wealthy, but we were doing okay. We could send a little bit back home. Our kids, they learned swimming. We're paying for them to go for swimming. And unfortunately, that was extra work for me on Sunday. But I was applying for I would always say, God, this is just a station.
Yes.
And it's not the final destination.
Yes.
This is something people should learn to say to themselves each and every time. This is just a station. We have to reach this final destination. No matter what state you are in life,
yes.
If you look at where you are as a station, you have courage. Your prayers are not grumbling prayers. They are not commemorating. They are, thank you, Lord, for the food, the wonderful Japanese food, for the small things we enjoyed with the little money that we had. And the lessons, life lessons we had. Like we knew when to buy cheap food in Japan.
Yeah, just as
in Japan, go and buy around 10 p.m. if you're in Japan. Things are heavily discounted. You could get bananas which were costing $1 for 3, the whole pack maybe 6, 7. And we now knew all these things because we didn't have. If we had, we would have never known some of the shops that we knew. So I'm thankful for that. So I applied. My first interview, believe me or not, was with one of the big Ivy League universities in the United States. I had no idea about how to do a proper interview. They spoke to me once and never came back. But, and we were already saying we are going to America. Because I've never had an interview and bungled it. But even me afterwards, this is not it. Then I started doing research on how to do a proper interview.
Okay.
When people ask you, what are you bringing to the table? You don't say, I'm going to bring meat. No, they are asking for particular skills, which I didn't care about that at that time. So I now knew, when people are asking this question, you answer this way. You prepare this way. You must not make it a long thing. Always be specific, concise, whatever. It was a learning process. I can tell you, it went dead. After that, bangled up, God said, young man, you are not yet ready. Go and study. I had to study how to do an interview.
Okay.
With your PhDs, you still need to learn how to do a proper interview. So it went quiet for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quiet, no response. 2 years, PhD.
And within those 2 years, were you still applying
Yes.
to different universities?
If I could open my laptop, I'll show you the number of regrets with the emails. I kept them for my son. Whenever he's going through that, I'm going to show him. Look, 2 years, 2021 to 2023. Regret. You have got a nice CV.
But you still kept on applying.
Of course.
You see?
Of
you
course.
You should not give up.
No,
Giving up, just as you said, where you are is it's not a destination.
It's a station.
It's a station, but you have where you're headed.
And, when you're on a station, you have to look to the next station. Don't sit there and start crying and remembering that, oh God, so my life, I'm going to be a teacher, teaching PE.
PE.
I actually thanked God for putting me there, because if He had given me something close to what I want, I might have been comfortable. So He gave me something that would remind me
that you
are not supposed to be here. The same thing, remember, my master's experience. After my master's, what happened? I went to teach again. And when I was there, I would ask God, hey, my Father, this is not for me. And God says, no, let me put you back there again, so that you don't get comfortable. And I wasn't.
So
I applied. I got a job. Number one is UAE. Do you know I didn't know? Well, I knew Dubai. I didn't know UAE.
I remember in one of your testimonies, you say, we were praying, we were seeing ourselves in
Canada.
Canada.
See, I was supposed to be lighter in complexion, in a cold place.
But God said, no, I need you in the heat.
We have to go to the heat. So we actually did a lot of things in preparation for Canada. We did the IELTS, whatever, and I got 8 up there. 8 out of 10. Yeah? It has expired now. We never went there. We said, if not Canada, another nice place.
Maybe Australia, you didn't think of Australia?
No, Australia is hot. We were thinking of Norway, Ireland.
I see.
Not UK, too many Zimbabweans. We wanted Ireland where we are few. We were choosing the cold, nice places. This is the truth. Or Canada. Canada was my wife's favorite. We were praying and fasting to go to Canada.
So when does God show you that, okay, now, my son, that is not the place. This is it.
It just came as an application in December, I remember. Was it in November? I was now getting used to rejections. Reject. But I still looked at higher education. That's where I look for jobs. So I found Zayed University.
Yes.
When you're out there, that name was like, hey, what is this? And Zayed University is offering a job that aligns with my qualifications.
Exactly.
But they want somebody who was at MIT. These are top. Harvard, your Oxford, the big ones, eh? Then they said, if you are not there, don't bother. That's a challenge.
Yes.
I said, God, this is a challenge for you. But I can't share everything that I did. I didn't do anything illegal. I'm just saying the application that I used, because of the strict guidelines they had given, I wasn't serious about it. I just said,
with faith, you said, good, you have been taking care of these things, it's your turn.
To be honest, I didn't have faith that I was going to be here. I was just like, because I applied out of spite.
So
you're saying you asked, I am going to apply.
Okay, I got
Yes, I just apply. I didn't care. I didn't, with other applications where I felt there was a chance, I took due diligence. Check. Grammar. This one, no.
You put.
I just sent
And
the
then,
CV unrefined. When if anyone was to look at the motivation, because you write a motivation, the motivation at the end, I changed the name of the university at the introduction. Below, I forgot. I actually left my application for a university in Canada. The name, I think McGill, was at the bottom. That's what I remember about that application.
and then you get a call. An email.
By the way, they didn't respond. Normally, when you apply, for those who are applying, if you don't get a response in 2 weeks,
It's rejected.
just forget about it. The next thing that is coming is a rejection. These guys kept quiet. November, January, February, March. That's when they send, are you still interested? They actually sort of ask, are you still interested in coming to work with us? We would love to have an interview. Hey! Then I'm like, let me search for the application. It's a whole folder. Then I realized I made a mistake. I listed Zayed in the motivation, but here I forgot Mangio. I said, hey, these guys, if they read this, they are not going to look for me at all. To cut the long story short, we had an interview, and they said, I'm going to the second round. When they said the second round, I told my wife, pack your bags. We are going to the desert.
What happened to the winter jackets?
My wife was not thrilled.
I have my winter jackets.
No.
We are going to the desert.
We are going to the desert. I said, what? I said, this is where all the oil is found. We are going to take oil money. Let's go. Now, here's a very powerful story for people to hear. When I was still working, by the way, and I was very, I hold to my integrity. I told them, hey, anytime, I'm leaving. This is not my my place. I can't do Akadela Uma forever. So I'm sorry I'm making you laugh. But it wasn't funny when I was there. There are a lot of stories that I'm not even speaking about. So, yes, the important one, the story within a story. For the second interview, the first interview, we held it at 8 p.m. Japanese time, because here we are 5 hours behind. The second one, they scheduled it for 6 p.m. Japanese time, just after I'd finished work, before I'd arrived home. In my mind, 8 p.m. This time, 6 p.m. And I'm now talking to the dean, the boss. Hey, and you know what? God, that day, this is why we say, believe and listen to the Spirit. The whole day, God was saying, hey, comrade, go and read your email. There are some things God doesn't do for you. You have to be serious. Go read your email. Why? And you know, I was even answering, why did I read the email? My interview is at 8 p.m. 4 p.m. The voice became louder. Leonard, would it hurt you to just open and read the email? What is the problem? I opened. 6 p.m. The notification started coming in the calendar. Thank God I always put a 2-hour notification before something on the calendar. So it's 2 minutes after I read the email, I would have panicked. Do you know what I did? I was supposed to look after kids. I told you. I was now doing the nursery. I went to the boss and I told him, I'm going home. Why? Hey, let me go. I don't want to do my interview in that space so that he knows that I'm already moving. You need your private space. pegged my son. I don't even know what they did with the classes I was supposed to teach. Didn't care. Went. What happens? We arrive at home about 15 minutes before so I'm just freshening up, wearing my nice jacket and necktie and my shorts. It's online, who cares? They won't see. Tries Zoom. Zoom says, who are you? Zoom refuses.
It has never happened to me. You know the Zoom is working, then you go to the Zoom, it's already take Zoom as
Zoom decides Zoom wants to rest.
you know.
Exactly a minute before the interview, Zoom starts wobbling like, okay, I'm okay, let me connect. And the moment I enter, the lady says, this is what we want from our employees, people who know how to keep time.
Oh, wow.
Then we came here, and the rest is history. We are now here, and I'm now an assistant professor in climate change at Zayed University, teaching sustainability, and we are grateful for God. There's a lot that you can hopefully get from what I
The
did.
offer letter. In just 2 seconds, the offer letter, when it popped up like this.
The offer letter, you know, UAE isn't too fast when it comes to offer letters. They took their time for it to come, but when it popped and what they were telling us and where we were, even the argument from your sister died. Like, we can't argue with this. Canada will never offer us this.
I know.
This is
She said, let's go. Let's go, we shall deal with that.
and we have been enjoying the desert ever since.
No.
We
God
have
has
been
been
here.
so
God has
faithful.
been faithful for those who are going through the same. Remember, life is a season. It has got seasons. You might be having winter, but winter has to come to an end at some point.
Yes.
Don't let the winter stay too long by memory, because God can keep you in that fridge if you are not careful.
So what do we do during the winter?
Prepare for summer.
Prepare for summer.
Thank the Lord that summer is coming.
Amen.
Enjoy the winter, because in summer you don't wear jackets. If it is winter, wear the designer jackets for winter.
Okay.
And remember, life is not a rehearsal. Each and every day that you are living that day. You are not going to repeat it. So if you spend much of your time memorizing, you lose a lot. But if you enjoy the journey, I tell you, one day you sit in the same position that I am and give glory to God who blesses. Oh, God doesn't bless one person because they speak loud like me. God blesses those who I know, who are watching right now,
Yes.
who are even more faithful than me,
Please tell me.
who are working much harder, who are facing situations they think cannot be overcome. Let me tell you, you will I'm not saying you can, you will overcome. Because that's the God we worship.
Amen.
He doesn't favor one and disadvantages the other. Yes, but by the way, He does have favors for each and every human being on this planet. So keep on the faith, live your life to the fullest, laugh, because that winter season is coming to an end.
Thank you so much for such encouragement.
You're welcome.
I cannot add a single word on those words. Thank you so much for coming. It has been a blessing having you on this show.
You're welcome.
Thank you, viewers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. What advice would you leave for our next guest in just a second?
Enjoy yourself. Don't stress too much about questions, and hopefully don't pick the crazy part. Pick the other ones. This one, not good, but I am joking. So, I really had fun. So enjoy yourself, have fun, and tell your story.
Because it's your story.
Yeah, no one can distort your story.
Exactly. Thank you so much, and bye.
Bye-bye. Actually, we should have started here, but I talk too much.
When do we get now?
Now, because of time, I know time. But me, I love my story. If you ask me my story, I want to talk. But
When do
anyway,
we get
so,
there?